So today we're going to catch up with Bill and Vicky. They have been following their whole food plant-based lifestyle for 3 additional months following the initial 3-month program. So we're going to find out what kinds of foods they've been eating, how they've been feeling, how they've been able to adjust to the lifestyle, or whether or not they decided to regress. Let's start with your meals. This morning they had a glorious looking breakfast with the sweet potatoes and pecans on top, bananas, strawberries, beans, and rice. So what does a typical lunch look like? Is it still your big salads?
Yeah, it is. You know, the lunch, 5 days a week, salad, soup, bunch of vegetables of many sorts, carrots, a lot of fruit, you know, besides the salads.
Great. That's exactly what I eat for lunch. Super boring, but super effective. How about dinner? Is that still similar? Something small?
For me, because I eat probably like noon, 1 o'clock, which is, I would think, is a normal lunch. But when I get home, I'm really not hungry for the rest of the day. And if I do eat something, it's before 6, and it's, again, some kind of vegetable, but I don't have that, so I need to eat at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you're feeling, you know.
Well, it depends on when how my day is going, and determines when I eat sometimes. And sometimes I don't eat till between 2 and 3. And so I have a very large salad with fruit.
Like you don't eat breakfast?
Oh no.
Okay.
No, I will have my breakfast and my various fruits and veggies with me while I'm driving.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm constantly picking in my bag and grabbing something when I feel desire to eat something. But no. Get home and then I have the big salad with the lentils and the rice and the beans and
Sometimes between 2 and 3?
Yeah.
And you're fine? You're not starving?
No. I actually am looking forward to having the salad. It feels weird not eating a salad.
Yeah. Wasn't there one day when you were away from home or something and you're like, I just want my salad?
I just want my salad, exactly.
You want a drink?
I need a salad. So yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like you start, not to crave it, because I don't want to say crave, because that's really only something you do with sugar, salt, or fatty foods. But it is like this longing, like, ooh, I get to have my salad now.
Yeah, you look forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
You look forward to it.
Yeah, most people hear salad and they're like, ugh, like iceberg lettuce and maybe a couple tomatoes and some onions. They don't realize that it's this huge, hearty jumble of vegetables and bright colors and beans and grains, and you can even throw sweet potatoes and different, potato varieties on top of it and just really make it special and appetizing and completely satiating, to the point where these guys barely eat dinner on most occasions, because if you are only hungry for 2 meals a day, there's no reason to eat 3.
I think I've inspired a couple of people at work to change their eating habits.
And these are men. These aren't just any people. These are men at work that are starting to eat salads because they have noticed all the beautiful changes that have happened to Bill over here. So, for anybody who has not met Miss Ayana, here she is.
There she goes.
My baby girl. She is joining us today. So there might be a few interruptions here and there. What was I saying? Okay, so how closely are you following the original plan? Like, how much have you guys diverged into other, do you dabble in the dairy, the eggs, the meats, the alcohol? Happy birthday to Bill yesterday.
It was a tough day yesterday. Tough day.
Yeah, we do diversify a little bit, and not all the time. Wednesdays generally are our date night. When we go out.
That's right.
That night we will possibly, he's got his favorite meals that he likes at the restaurant we go to. The salad bar is now back open. So I will wander out to the salad bar. Because if I eat something else there, I really truly do feel like crap by the time I get home. It's amazing.
Yeah, how quickly it really impacts your system.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, I shouldn't eat that. I really shouldn't eat that.
It becomes easier and easier to adhere to, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. It really does. I mean, the eggs for us,
Vicky has a chicken coop outside, ladies and gentlemen. So
have 20
she
little
loves
girls.
her eggs. That was the one thing she was like, do I have to give this up? So I provided her lots of research and evidence,
Yes.
you know, showing the obvious of the cholesterol and the TMAO and all of the things that eggs induce in the body.
We sell most of them.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm not shaming her. This is not an intervention.
No, but my numbers showed it though, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely.
My cholesterol numbers
Yeah.
in the
Those can drop quite dramatically in a rather quick period. People get really surprised.
yeah. No, I was very happy to see the
Yeah, I'll show those numbers.
from 204 to 164.
Yeah, pretty incredible stuff.
So
All she had to do was eat vegetables and fruits.
yeah, you know, for dairy for the most part,
Yeah.
no, we're not really doing a lot of dairy. Meats for the most part, non-existent.
Yeah. I don't think-
Really? You too? Even when you guys go out to dinner?
Well,
Other
his
than
Wednesday
that.
night,
No, and it's very little.
it's not a lot that's on the
Yeah.
plate, so
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like a huge.
it's
6,
shredded
7, 8,
corned beef,
Yeah, it's just,
so it's not.
yeah,
It's
not a
not
lot at all. But
no.
yeah, but as far as the meat, they'll miss it. I mean, which I'm surprised. I was like,
I bet you are, Will.
I'm not craving a steak or a hamburger. I really don't. I mean,
No.
from the time I get up in the morning till noon or 1 o'clock, I'm snacking on fruits and
Yep.
and veggies, and I think that's probably taking the edge off of saying, "Oh, I'm going to eat somebody's arm off." You know?
Sure. And they keep you hydrated?
Yeah, yeah. Like,
What about the more like convenience items, like the more processed foods? Have you found yourself getting a little more flexible when it comes to that stuff, or you just stay away from that?
Like going through McDonald's.
That would be the extreme end of the spectrum. I was thinking more like hummus with some tahini or oil, or you know,
No,
something with salt in it, or you know, just.
Well, we do have hummus in the house.
Is it that fat-free stuff, or
Yeah,
is it
no.
the oil and?
No,
Okay.
it's still that black bean. I really
Yep.
like that black
Yeah,
bean.
that's
one.
just black beans and like citric acid, I think, some lemon juice.
Yeah, so no, I'd like to make a little bit of salsa, my own salsa. What about avocados? Are they
Avocados, there's so much controversy about these. Like, they're super healthy.
right?
Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with avocados. They're just really fattening. So for anybody who's trying to maintain their weight, especially people trying to maintain weight loss, it's imperative that you keep your calorie intake to that new norm. When you reach that calorie deficit and your body shrinks to where you're at now, you're going to need less calories to sustain yourself. So therefore, you have to eat even less than what you would have been used to. So with that being said, if you eat an avocado in a day, you can't eat much more food.
So you could take 2 slices of an avocado.
Technically, a fifth of an avocado is supposedly a serving.
Wow.
So yeah, it's very small.
Okay.
They're laden with fat. But because it's still attached to the fiber, it actually passes mostly through the toilet bowl. So it's metabolized at a much slower rate and at a much less efficient rate
Okay.
because of that fiber. So avocados are not something that should be an end-all be-all. It should just be, oh, I'm gonna try to incorporate a little bit more of this in my diet because I really miss avocados and they're super good for me. And then see what happens. If
Yeah.
you gain 5 pounds within 2 weeks, then you know something's going on.
So as far as anything technically processed, no, we're not going out and grabbing.
Convenience foods,
No.
gas station foods.
no,
No, for the most part, no.
If you're finding value in this video so far, make sure you give it a like. It really helps to push my video out to more viewers. Health improvements or changes in the past 3 months. So now it's been a total of 6 months that these guys have been really embracing this lifestyle and these natural foods. So they should be really getting to a point where they're enjoying the fruits of their labor. I mean, you can obviously see their glowing skin. It is summertime, but they are some pretty fantastic looking people. I'm proud of you guys.
I think health-wise for me is I feel better. I feel better in the sense that
Just generally.
Yeah, just generally. You know, because we've got stairs at work to go up instead of an elevator. So I take the stairs all the time, which is, again, when you're hanging around with guys and it's like here's the elevator and here's the stairs and all of them take the elevator and I take the stairs. They're looking at me like,
So you feel that inner need
Yeah.
to move.
Yeah.
It's not just like I gotta take the stairs to get my steps in. It's like no, you guys go ahead, I got this.
Yeah,
I'll see you up there.
But I notice that, my energy level I just feel a little more there, and I'm sure that foods do make you sluggish and
Oh, sure.
like the turkey dinner that you might have at Thanksgiving, you just want to fall out,
So your cognition even, like you're just clearer overall?
Yeah, no, like I said,
Maybe not today, but tomorrow.
yeah, tomorrow I'll be back on track. I like the change in my body. I mean, not everybody's going to recognize it, but you do recognize
You do,
it. Yeah,
sure. And it must be making you feel good enough to continue not eating meat and dairy.
Oh yeah,
and all
yeah,
those.
and I don't, for me, I just don't miss it. I thought I would. I thought, okay, 3 months, I'm done. We're going back. We take vitamins, and I know that like the fish oil. I've been taking just a tablet of fish oil.
Oh no.
And I've noticed that for my knee, it helped my knee to have that.
Yeah, but so the fish actually get their omega-3s from the algae in the sea.
Okay.
So if you were to just cut out the middle fish and go right to the source, it would be so much cleaner. You wouldn't be eating a bunch of plastics that are found in the fish and all the other environmental toxins that build up in the fish over time, as well as the mercury that is inevitable. Regardless if they try to filter it out of those pills, you're still getting.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and like I was just telling Vicky, these guys they were eating at least a tablespoon of chia or flax every day to get their omega-3s, but with all the leafy greens they eat, they don't really need to have all those overt fats in their diet. If they're trying to maintain their weight, it's going to be so much easier without those, added fats. But Bill was just explaining that he's actually taking a fish oil supplement. So there are definitely some better alternatives to that. And like I just mentioned, he's already eating those leafy greens and the chia and the flax seeds on top of it. So he really doesn't need that additional amount of omega-3 fish oil supplementation. Just something, to my 2 cents.
So, are there some algae?
Yep, based supplements. You
Yes.
bet.
Okay.
If you are not getting a too high of a ratio of those omega-6s, you don't need a high ratio of omega-3s. But with that being said, there is so much controversy about whether or not we can convert those long-chain fatty acids into the short-chain fatty acids and therefore regulate those in the brain as the DHA and the EPA. So you really need to just go with your gut, and whatever works for you, I support it, because I don't like telling people one way or the other, because there's so much evidence to point to both. So obviously you guys are getting older and you might be more concerned about that sort of thing, your conversion rate. I guess it's really bad for pregnant women, and it gets worse for the elderly. So as you grow older, it might be, something to look into. But yes, I would definitely go with the algal-based supplement. Vicky was suffering from some pretty significant inflammation and arthritic pain in her hands at the beginning of this journey in February. It is now August. So how is that going for you?
For the most part, it's good. I mean, there's still some stiffness in the morning.
But it's steadily gotten better?
Oh, yeah.
Like it's continuing to improve as you maintain this lifestyle? Like these nutritive foods?
Improving, I don't know about improving. It's not going backwards.
But I think that what I've noticed, like this area right here, it's reduced.
Oh yeah, no,
Are you wearing your splints as much?
no.
And you're able to enjoy, activities of daily life, you're gardening, you're chopping your veggies okay,
Yep,
raking, landscaping.
yep.
I think he's very active. That's fantastic.
If I overdo it, I mean, yeah. But that's going to be true with anything you do. If you overdo it,
Sure, but like your joints in general, like getting out of bed in the morning, you're not like, ugh,
Yeah.
everything hurts and is stiff.
no, not at all. Get up, get dressed, out the door we go.
But now it's going on 6 months. Yeah, and I do feel better,
Your moods are also very spunky. If you find yourself struggling with this transition or losing those excess pounds, make sure you click my link in the description box below and schedule a free 45-minute consultation with me so we can get started on your health journey. Okay, the big question, where's the weight at? How much do you guys weigh right now? Is it continued to drop? Is it stagnant? Are you happy with where it's at?
You know, it's I've maintained my weight. I haven't gained any weight, but I haven't lost any weight. But I think that has to do with the I think we're doing a little bit more socializing out in the real world. I'm happy that I haven't gained weight. I'm not so concerned that I haven't lost weight, but I just know because of our activity of socializing, you know. To the
So you tend to get a little more loose around your diet when it comes to socializing.
Yeah, and because I guess you don't want to feel guilt yourself while the whole time you're out with somebody saying, I can't, you know. But as soon as we're done, whatever our activity, we just go. It's just like resetting and then going, which makes me feel good because I know that I'm going to reset and go, you know.
Yes, honey. Thank you. Weight maintenance is a difficult task. That's fantastic that you've reached that point that you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm okay with my weight. I'd still like to technically lose another 5 to 8 pounds. I'd like to pull it down just a little bit more. So I'm not gaining, but I'm maintaining. But I'd like to just push the envelope a little bit and drop it a little bit more.
I think you know enough by now how to do that. I'm happy to help you get there, but I think you have an intuition about some things that you could tighten a little bit.
So I'm looking forward to making the curry soup.
Yes.
I haven't had that one in a while, so I definitely want to do my curry soup. And I have not been probably eating as much soup as I should have been. But I have a salad. My salad fills me up so much that
I'll pick her up.
I can't get any more in there.
Yep, that's the point.
So, and then if I do eat around 2-3 o'clock, yeah, some nights I might sit down and have a small bowl of soup at 6:30.
Yeah, sometimes those animal products especially are gonna have, those higher saturated fat levels and higher calories in general. So if you are going to incorporate those higher calorie foods, I would recommend knocking out a significant portion of plant calories from another meal. So in the same day, you're just kind of readjusting for your calorie intake. So if you eat an egg, for instance, you would have to knock out, at least 200, 300 calories from a different meal.
Oh.
You just gotta think about the math involved when it comes to that stuff. But that calories in and calories out is a ridiculous simplification of weight loss. It is so much more nuanced and sophisticated than that.
Nice.
So when it comes to eggs, you're gonna gain weight so much faster and keep it on at a much more efficient rate, just because of the nature of the biological components in the eggs and the cholesterol and, like I was saying, the TMAO conversion and all that.
Did he lick you again?
So that's obviously the first place I would start.
Okay.
Last question. What's the plan moving forward? Do you guys see yourself doing this long term? Are you getting sick of it? What's the...
I don't have
the
a
verdict?
problem. I mean, going the long haul on this. I mean,
You can see yourself sustaining this way?
I think at least I could. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's... Yeah, Bucky. That's where we're, I do. Like I said, I enjoy my salads. I enjoy my fresh fruits. There are a lot of really interesting recipes out there. You've given us quite a few.
And our viewers have given them quite a few. Thank you very much for your comments.
Yes. So, and you know that I do like forks over knives. So I do look at that a lot for different recipes.
Oh, I know at the beginning you were very reliant on the recipes that I provided,
Yes.
or that we were able to find, like in the Forks Over Knives magazine that she adores. So do you find that you're still reliant on those recipes, or are you finding yourself getting more comfortable to a point where you can improvise a little more?
I can improvise in some things.
You're figuring out what tastes you prefer together and which ones not so much.
No, that has to be recipe. It's what I'll put in with it. That's where, I'll, like something might call, I don't know, something called for something the other day and I didn't have it, so I threw something else in it.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
you're able to make those last minute decisions where you don't have to like stress about putting together a delicious meal. You know generally what goes well together,
Yeah.
or how you could adjust something to tailor it to your needs. Come here, bud.
I don't know, some of those spices I have to throw in there, I'm like, I would never have. Oh, you'll be proud of this. So, that little concoction that you use for on the salad, I do have cayenne pepper in mine. I know. Isn't
Oh
it?
my goodness! Vicky was one of those clients that would not touch spicy foods, but now there are so many plant-based foods and combinations that you don't ever have to make them spicy. But with that said, spiciness is so good for you. Like the actual capsaicin, I believe, is that component, that spicy component, like in the cayenne and the red pepper flakes and the different kind of hot peppers. They are not only really healthy, but they tend to boost your weight loss in a number of different ways. So it's just another tool to keep in your toolbox. And it's a way to, you know, spice up your life a little bit and create different flavors and different sensations in your, you know, different sensory experiences in your meals to sustain this lifestyle, make it more adaptable.
I know the different spices for me have taken the craving for salt
Yeah.
away.
Yes. Spicy foods are an excellent substitute for salt, like Bill was saying. So I'm glad you picked up on that.
Yeah, I mean that was probably my biggest challenge was I just had a fixation for salt. I mean, no matter what I made, it's like I had to pop salt, more salt. So that's made a huge difference.
Great. I'm glad you guys are enthusiastic and you know want to maintain this. And
Absolutely.
I remember when we started this journey, Bill was not having it. He was thinking it was, you know, just another fad. Vicky's tried many different diets and supplements and different means of losing and maintaining weight. So he just kind of, you know, would support her and follow along on the journey throughout the years. So now that she actually found something that's sustainable and effective and she feels good in her body, now he's starting to come to the other side and see the potential.
Well, it's not any harder to do this than to what we had for breakfast today wasn't any harder to make than a normal breakfast.
Eggs and bacon.
Eggs and bacon or pancakes or whatever.
It's just different.
It's just different.
Just a different set of skills.
Yep. So, you know, your suppers, like we talked about. I mean, we're having kids over tonight and we're going to have spaghetti squash with spaghetti sauce, and then salad. So,
Yep. There's so many ways. If you are super attached to your current way of eating, and absolutely all of us are, like that's a no-brainer. There are so many ways to adapt this lifestyle to make it conducive to a smooth transition, to a point where you can have spaghetti and you can have, you know, burritos and soups and salads and normal things that you would have on your typical diet. They're just slightly adapted to be more nutritious. That's really all this is.
treat.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, very excited. I have no thoughts of stopping at this point in time.
Great.
Yeah, I think that having us both do it and maybe not one complaining about, I don't like this or I want to stop doing this, I think that's probably helped both of us really.
Yeah, it makes life a lot easier.
You know,
You know, I feel for the people that have
One spouse that will do it, one spouse won't.
or even have children that you're trying to get children to eat more vegetables or whatever. And I mean, if that's not a lifestyle that they've grown up on, I mean, a couple of our grandkids, they love their veggies. 50 years ago, I would never thought about giving the kids fresh green peppers sliced and just eat them as a carrot because I didn't like green peppers, so they didn't get them.
Right.
You know, so
Or we just assume.
yeah.
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 It's unfortunate.
It's just keep trying different things. You know,
Yep.
just extend that palette out there so that you can, you know, not limit yourself to just peanut butter and jelly every day.
Yep. And that's all it takes is just offering. You just put it on the plate and that's our job. That's where it ends. We don't have to force our kids. We don't have to bargain with them. We don't have to reward them for eating their veggies or say a word about it. Just let them, you know, pick up their own pace and figure out their own tastes.
Yeah. No. So
But I totally feel for the people who have children who are already, their palate is already so like adulterated from eating those more highly palatable foods in the standard American diet, those more processed and animal laden products. So that is a slightly different story.
Yeah.
But still offering the veggies is the only way that they're going to accommodate them. You know, there's no other way to get the vegetable if it's not on their plate. You have to at least provide it, even if it feels terrible wasting food all the time because you're consistently finding yourself throwing them away. But I have heard different researchers say anywhere from it takes 11 to like 21 times for a kid to see and try something for them to decide whether or not they like it. So don't give up. It takes time.
No, don't give up. No, we thank you very much.
I thank you guys so much. This has helped so many people, and so many people are loving the Bill and Vicky show. So
Well, we hope to help a lot more.
Yeah, I hope we can inspire somebody though.
Yeah.
You know.